Hello folks, my friends, how are you? Doing a quick little video about the garden and about just things in general. This is a raised bed here, 42 inches high, and it was very nicely planted and organized, but 3 times this little monster right there, look at him, that's Gary a year after. It's his birthday this month. 3 times that little monster jumped into this bed and dug it all out. So the cucumbers, which I planted by the trellis, ended up getting scattered all over the bed. So, oh well, that's the way things are sometimes. Anyway, folks, let's give a quick walk around the garden. I'm gonna go into the enclosed area. Up front, I have a bunch of angry wasps because we found a wasp nest under the eaves, which was humongous. I mean, it couldn't even contain all the wasps inside the nest, and they were just sitting on the wood of the eaves also. So we took care of that, and they're flying all over the place right now. But anyway, I got this pot here. It's planted with some seeds. I just did all this yesterday. And I planted more seeds here, and mostly all these seeds here that I'm planting are Swiss chard, kale, mustard greens, lettuces, winter crops. In my region, I can get away with planting in winter with some cover, and that's perfectly fine. It's the summer that kills the crops here. Right? Just summers are just so brutal that everything goes on standby. And quite frankly, I've neglected my garden this year. I haven't done much. But anyway, this bed here, I reseeded it. Towards the end, you see that there's some little plants coming out, and that's from the first time I seeded it, because the other 2 times that I seeded it, that little monster over there again, look at him, he's just showing his face, dug it all out. I don't know what the hell he was looking for, maybe a rat or something, and he just took it all out. Dogs and gardens are not a good combination. And I also planted this little bed here, which is inside the greenhouse. So this one will provide some when I cover the greenhouse in winter. Peppers. I got a lot of peppers going on right now. And like I said, peppers in the summer, they go on standby, and they start going crazy in the fall, because in the fall we have really nice days, 85-degree days, and cool nights, and that's just perfect weather for tomatoes and peppers and so on and so forth. Except by this time, no, there's nothing left. You know, tomatoes are all dead by now. Got some the sorrel, French sorrel, perennial, very excellent plant. You ought to plant it. It's a perennial, meaning that it comes back every year. It doesn't die. Very hardy for winter. Tastes like lettuce. Let's see what else we got here. We have some chard there, volunteer chard, very beautiful. I had some last night. I cut a bunch of leaves last night. It was awesome. It has an earthy taste, so it's more for a little bit of an acquired taste. Think of a spinach, but with an acquired, with an earthy taste. I have a lot of little plants here that I transplanted. These are little peach trees that were born from peaches that fell, and I just put a shovel and put them in pots and took them out. And some rosemary that propagated. Here's an apple tree. Hasn't given any apples yet. It's a younger apple tree. And a little tomato plant that's all over the place. Got some cherry tomatoes here. I cut a few every now and then. Little tomatoes. Ooh. What else we got here? We got another fig that I grew from cuttings of this fig bush here. That's humongous. And I got a few more figs that I grew from cuttings over here. And there's Gary. Look at him. It doesn't look like much, but he destroys everything. And this pepper plant, this is a jalapeno pepper. It's loaded with jalapenos. Got a lot of jalapenos here. Here's my asparagus. And this apple tree I think is kaput. You know, I think it got some fire blight. I've seen this before. And it started drying out, and I think it's done. So I'm not gonna intervene. It's probably dead by now. It's still green, but it's dying. I'm just gonna let it be. If it dies, it dies. Got another little cherry tomato here, and a little cherry. I eat this. Oh, it's got a little something in there. Yeah, it's got a stink bug on it. put it in my pocket. Anyway, and over here we have tomatillo plants. A lot of tomatillo plants. Yeah, these are all these little husks are gonna get filled up with an actual tomatillo inside. Right now they're just empty. They look like little Chinese lanterns. But then the little fruit starts growing and they fill in the husk. This bed I also reseeded and planted again with all winter greens. So this stuff should start coming out in the next 8 to 10 days. Got another volunteer kale. I'm sorry, chard. And this pear tree did not do anything this year for me. Neither did this peach tree. This little peach tree did not produce anything this year. I don't know why. And over here I got some habanero peppers. And quite frankly, I don't eat these things. They're super hot. And it's not so much that they're hot. It's that I don't like the way they taste. I don't like I like jalapeno hot, serrano hot. Other peppers, these have a funny taste. To me, it's like a chemical taste. I don't know why. But you know, some people like them, and I give them away and stuff like that. I don't really care for them too much. Sometimes I'll mix them with some other peppers to mix the salsa. And I got a few more cuttings here that I transplanted. But anyway, folks, this is about it here. That's the garden. I really haven't done much in my garden this year. I really neglected it. I've been busy with other things. And winter is the time to grow stuff here. I really like winter. There's no pest. Most of the greens that I like survive with just a minimal cover. And I do better in winter than I do in spring, really. Spring's just infested with pests. But that's it, folks. I know there's been a lot of talk in the news about Syria and about Ukraine and the Baltic states that Putin is putting armament in those areas. I don't know what to tell you guys. Hillary's the country seems to be stuck on stupid, or maybe it's just the media that makes it seem that way. You know, there's enough. There are enough emails out of WikiLeaks to sink the Titanic, yet Hillary is just like water in a duck's back, right? Nothing sticks to the woman. Meanwhile, some all conversation from 10 years ago surfaces about Trump, and suddenly he's this chauvinistic pig that hates that abuses women, right? So I don't know if the country is falling for that or not, but it's gonna be what's gonna be. Really, I mean, my vote, your vote, it's just one vote, and maybe the election is rigged, maybe it's not. But there's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot of variables in the equation that, well, there's one of the angry wasps. There's a lot of variables in this equation that, I don't know. It's like three-dimensional chess. You know, you got the cyber threats that Biden is making, which he sounds like an idiot because he says we're going to do some covert cyber threats. You know, I don't think he knows the meaning of covert. And then you got you know, Hillary talking all this big game, and Obama and Trump wants to make peace with Russia, so on and so forth. You know, it's a big pile of hooey in my opinion. And I don't think there's much we can do about it, other than just keep on living like we're living, you know, prepping, putting away a little more food. Winter's coming, you know, never know. You know, there's something very strange. Obama signed an executive order a couple of days ago to protect America against weather events, space weather events. What kind of nonsense is that shit, really? I mean, I read that to be EMP attack, you know, because unless we get hit by a meteorite, the other space weather event that could hit us is a solar flare, and you can't predict those. So, I mean, why now would you start mentioning to prepare for that? So I'm reading EMP into that shit, and maybe it's being used to justify some other funds for some other pet projects or whatever, you know. I don't know, but there's a lot of things at play right now going on that. The shoe's gonna drop when you least expect it. Make sure of that. That's about the only certainty that you can count on. That whenever you least expect it, Murphy's gonna kick us in the balls. And well, just have your food, your water, your gardens, whatever you do, guys. I mean, just at least mentally prepare for it, so it doesn't catch you and you're in a state of shock. You know, when you're expecting things, bad things to happen, even if you're not so prepared for them, at least you're mentally ready for them, and you can absorb the shock a little better. It is the poor people who are watching Dancing with the Stars and the Kardashians that are hit the hardest, because they have no freaking idea what's going on. At least we kind of are a little bit in the know, whatever that means, you know, or at least we're aware of, we keep tabs on events, and we're just kind of at least preparing mentally. And that's very important. And, you know, people can go without food, without water, or without a lot of things if they are strong mentally. And of course the water is necessary and the food is necessary, everything's necessary, but some of those things come about. It is the will to survive that matters the most. And just being a little bit tough, you know, having a little bit of exercise on you, making sure you can do, you know, some exercise, some activities, making sure you don't, there's a big nasty wasp, making sure that that you get the basics done, you know, that you don't just, they're eating Cheetos all day. But anyway, folks, I'm starting to ramble here. Just wanted to give you an update of the garden and just wish you the best. Stay the course. Don't get disappointed if Trump loses. You know, I'm hearing a lot of things. I don't know. Maybe he loses. I don't know. I don't know how stupid the country is, how rigged the system is. I really, at this point, I am completely puzzled. I don't know what to expect. But just expect the worst, I guess, man. Just expect the worst and prepare to the best of your abilities, and let the chips fall where they may. And with this, folks, have a great week ahead of you, and until next time.